back in Week 16. The Colts won a thriller in their last game against the Huskies. Can Toronto even the score? The answer comes your way next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up with the Indianapolis Colts.
Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And CD, you look at the Colts in this matchup. They have a tremendous aerial attack, one of the best in the league. But they're going to face a stiff test here.
I don't think that they'll face a tougher test all season long because this is the #1 defense in the NFL. A team that puts a lot of pressure on a quarterback. And we know from talking to both of these teams, neither of them's going to back down from this challenge.
The ball on the tee, we're set for football. And we are underway from Toronto.
And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25.
So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4".
I guess we're going to have to nickname him the thrower, aren't we, or something like that.
After last week?
I mean, man, you're talking about over 400 yards throwing the ball. The running backs and everyone.
Throwing on first down. Hoffman. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Now, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Looking to throw. Hoffman. Throw left side, complete. That's Mack. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a second and long. They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. Call it a gain of 5 that time. They'll be left with a third down and about 9 to go. Back to throw. Hoffman. He'll fire this deep for Gallup. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
The Colts send out their punter. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be let out by the guy under center, Charles, their quarterback.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win. And that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes us forward for about 6. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and...
The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes.
And that's That's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
And on 3rd and 8, defensively, they're going to beef up the secondary. 6 defensive backs. He'll look to throw. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll set up a throw. Throw on the right side, complete to Harrison. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. Now they try the right side here. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41.
Let's go! Let's go!
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, this shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. He'll drop to throw. Going to throw right side here. Complete. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 26. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Back to throw. And that is incomplete here. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. He'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. And his kick is indeed good. And with that, they will move out in front by 3. Well, they didn't get in the end zone, but pretty good balance there on the opening drive between the run and the pass.
Yeah, I think that was probably what they wanted to get accomplished right out of the gate. Throw the ball with success, run it, of course, to set the tone. So who saw the offensive coordinator's play sheet? Probably wrote himself a little note. Exactly what we wanted to do. Probed it early and got it done.
Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Looking to throw. Hoffman.
And this throw incomplete. The defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
To throw on third down. Hoffman. Out to the right here to Shepard. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a fourth down. The Colts send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. It's a 46-yard punt, 2 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again.
A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We were watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complementary piece in the last game. You know, they're able to throw it pretty well. He ran it exceptionally, and they hope to continue that same formula in this game.
Complimentary with an E, not an I.
That's my English teacher right there.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30. And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on third down. They'll set up to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Harrison. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time, they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover it before he gets going?
Now a play fake here on first down. Over the middle, complete. It's Patterson. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Colts pick it up. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S. Ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. They run on first down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's second down now. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Off play action. Hoffman under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. After 1 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Colts in possession as they've got it with a third down coming up. Operating from the gun, Hoffman. He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
I'll give them credit for a good read right there because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. And he was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice gain.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, Hoffman
goes right back to Smith again.
No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
And, Charles, you think about what this defense has had to prepare for. They're in for a battle. I mean, they're facing a team that is working on a 6-game winning streak.
And that can be intimidating when you think about it in those terms, but I think what they need to do is make some sort of a statement early in this game, whether it's a turnover or takeaway, a key sack on 3rd down, a 3-and-out, something lets the other guys know that you mean business. Figuratively, throw the first punch and make it a good one.
Oh, able to avoid him. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Taken down to the 22-yard line.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3-and-out.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a run with Mack. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun. Hoffman. Smith catches left side. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. From the gun. Hoffman. This is Shepard on the catch.
And he is going to have a Colts 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Back to throw. Hoffman. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. On the handoff, running left, Marlon Mack. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, got to make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
From the gun on 3rd down, Hoffman. And did he get the feet down? No, they'll say he did not. It's incomplete.
They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't.
And now some disagreement down on that sideline. The red flag is out, and we're going to get a challenge. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have 1 challenge remaining. So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble. They recover, hand things over to their offense, and then the offense went down and got them 3. That alone, that's not enough to win a game, but both units able to do their jobs on these last 2 drives.
Toronto's offense ready to take over.
And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. The offense on third down, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Now a handoff looking right. Oh, he's got some breathing room. 30, 10, touchdown. A great play there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Huskies have taken the lead. The CD, there are touchdown runs, and then there are touchdown runs, and that one certainly fell into the latter category, and that deserves a couple exclamation points.
And the thing that stood out to me was his ability to continue through the initial contact. How many times do we see runners get slowed up and not get what they can on a run because of that first contact? But he kept the compass pointing in the right direction, kept the legs churning, and turned this into a huge play.
And he covered a lot of ground on that one, as evidenced by the final total there on Next Gen Stats. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taking it about the 1. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Indy set to go on offense once more. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3-point CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done at a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Looking to throw on second down. Hoffman. And a loose football. And this is picked up by the defense. And some room to run now. And he's going to bring the fumble back for a touchdown. The pass receiver turned into a runner, then he turned into a fumbler, and it goes the other way for 6.
I love your description. Although for the offense, they're not too happy about it. But for the defense, what a big-time play for them. Never give up on anything. Sometimes you create your own points.
But the receiver, hard to fault him. He's just going for extra yards.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do, but you have to take care of the football.
Extra point forthcoming. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Taken in at the 3. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Out comes Michael Gallup and company as they take the field. With them losing here in the second quarter and his limited productivity so far, you'd have to think they're going to try to look to him a little bit more, right?
I would guess you would start to see maybe some quick screens, some hitches, anything to get the ball in his hands quickly and let him try and do some damage after the catch. Or maybe just flip some formations and keep him isolated where it's more of a one-on-one route and get the ball to him.
I said just 4 verts, right?
Hey, why not 4 verts? One of the best routes in football. Hard to cover each guy all the way along the route.
So far, just 1 catch for him. Now a throw here to his running back. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
We see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this will be scooped up by the defense. And he's going to bring the fumble back for a touchdown. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. to try here for the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Taking it about the 1. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Out comes Michael Gallup and company as they take the field. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? Second quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us, but sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game. This is Smith with a grab, and they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. On the give, this is Mack. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll toss this right side to Mack. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. They give those 2 yards right back, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
Well, that was not what you would call straight line pursuit for a middle linebacker to make this play. He's got to work his way through the clutter to get to the ball carrier on the outside, and he does exactly that. That's called avoiding the trash.
The Colts on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Hoffman. This is Donnell with a grab. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before. The Colts send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. Well, he's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that? They'll say the 3-yard line. That's where they spot it. They decide against going for it on 4th and 1, maybe to the dismay of their offense, but hey, a nice consolation prize down inside the 5.
Nice consolation prize indeed. So maybe the offense is upset, but they showed confidence in their defense by punting it away.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. And to give this time to the tailback. And they'll get him down up past the 15.
107 yards for him now on the ground as he goes over the century mark here. I'd say he's ready for the playoffs ahead, no doubt.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Looking to throw. Flushed out right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down. On third down, he'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
44-yard punt, return of 9. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
The Colts going to take over now late in this first half. And with great starting field position, one timeout in their pocket, they could still come away with points here in the late going.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Throwing to start the drive. Hoffman. And incomplete on the deep ball. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Hoffman. It's hauled in by Shepard. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Back to throw. Hoffman. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Mack. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. And his kick is good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started out in Texas, NRG Stadium in Houston. And they are seconds away from halftime, all tied in that one. Next, we'll head over to check on the Giants at home at MetLife Stadium. And they trail the visiting Chicago Bears. A couple of touchdown strikes there from Justin Fields. Lastly, let's check in on our nation's capital to see what's happening with the Washington football team at home at FedEx Field. And they currently trail the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles trying to finish that one off and claim victory. On now to a look at the next-gen stats for the Colts in that first half. And they didn't get a whole lot accomplished through the air in those first 2 quarters of play. They'll need to up their game if they want to rally all the way back. Meanwhile, on the other side, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see one or two guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be license to take some shots downfield.
2nd and 2.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Throw out right, taken in by Patterson.
Good, sure hands there from a guy not accustomed to catching a whole lot of passes. But how about the way he was able to pull that one in and pick up good yardage?
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Second and 11 now.
And now here's a carry heading left. And once again, this Colts defense stops him behind the line of scrimmage. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
2 running plays, each lose a yard. They'll need to do much better now on 3rd and 12. They'll look to throw here. Buying time to his left. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation. And they'll send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted.
Picked off at the 30. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
So that time the pressure got home just as he was releasing the football and caused the pick.
And what it did was it disrupted that fragile balance of the mechanics of throwing the football. You know, from the footwork to being able to actually throw it downfield. If one piece of that puzzle gets disrupted, it affects the entire chance of success.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And we have seen a decline in the numbers. Where does the fault lie? Just him? Maybe the guys up front? Combination?
Well, as you and I both know, it's almost always a collective deal. But in this case, I think maybe the offensive line got a little overconfident. They had blocked so well in the first half, picked up on what the defense was doing. I think we've seen an adjustment.
That's into a crowd and intercepted.
Picked off at the 24. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
They begin the drive on the ground with Mack. He'll be tackled shy of the 35. The power move there couldn't buy him much space. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Looking to throw. Hoffman. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Let's see who this is on.
So pass interference, the call is so tough as a defender, I'd imagine, to time that up perfectly.
It certainly is difficult to get it exactly right because sometimes you're looking at getting there fractions of seconds too early. That one looked a little more obvious. Always a tough penalty to officiate. Just ask the basketball refs when they have to officiate block and charge. Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. And some space here. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
Let's go. I can't help but laugh. And the only reason is anytime the backup breaks a big one like that, he's going to be hard to deal with in film, wanting to know why he's not getting starters carries.
That's what he's thinking. Great carry there. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Now a 2nd down and 6. Operating from the gun, Hoffman. He's got Smith here. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Back to throw. Hoffman. Touchdown, Colts. That's caught. Sterling Shepard. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Colts are able to cut into this lead. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Toronto's offense ready to take over. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd and 1.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 120 yards rushing for him so far in this one as he nears 1,400 for the year.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
This, the second meeting between these two division rivals. You might recall they met earlier in the year, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
Here's 2nd and 8. He's going to float this one deep right side. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in for the touchdown. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Huskies are able to widen their advantage. And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
Yeah, and this is one of the best runs you'll see. A lot of times on these long touchdowns, you'll say he gets into the end zone untouched, but not here. He fought his way through contact, and it barely even registered, and he just continued down the field all the way to the end zone.
And the next-gen stat shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Taken in at the 3. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
On 1st down, they'll start out with Mack. Tough running, but not a lot to show for it. They stop him shy of the 25. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Running right, here's Dillon. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Hoffman. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Smith. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35.
Well, with his size, you've really got to wrap up because arm tackles, they're not going to cut it. And that time, he used his full-grown man strength to fight off his defender and pick up the 1st down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Hoffman. And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith.
2nd and 6.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 40-yard line.
Looking to throw. Hoffman. Dumps this one off to Mack. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. They'll run on 1st down with Marlon Mack. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 46-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back to Toronto. It's the Colts, so they've got the football, but they've got work to do, trailing here as we begin the 4th quarter. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. That's complete left side to Shepard. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. The Colts on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 4. Back to throw. Hoffman. And that is incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. But it's caught on the right side at Smith. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A big connection on that one. 39 yards.
And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
Yeah, and that's a run born out of ferociousness. He took on that initial contact and in his mind just screamed, "Out of my way," and kept right on going and wound up turning it into a big play.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. A very costly sack there on 3rd and goal pushes him back big time. And now you'd figure the field goal team coming on 4th. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. From the gun, Hoffman. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
They'll try and run. Here's Mack. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down.
Such a long drive here. 3 points. That would be a disappointment, but I don't know if you can go for it here, can you?
Well, you know, the defense was really giving them a lot all the way downfield, and now they've stiffened. Forget that bend, don't break. Now they don't even want to let them get a yard, do they? So in this spot, you remember what the coaches told us before the ball game? Any drive that ends with a kick is going to be okay with us, whether it's a punt, a field goal, or an extra point. Take the field goal right here.
Well, with that field goal, you can argue they needed to get back within 2 scores, and they did indeed do that, but still a pretty uphill battle.
Still going to take 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns to get back into it. And as you and I know, that's a tall order against any NFL defense. They're going to need their own defense to make some plays as well to give them an opportunity.
And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's come together for you. The big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably gotten some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game.
2nd and 8 coming from the 19.
Back to throw. Over the middle, he gets it to Patterson. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now they try the right side here. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Back to throw here. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
Well, listen, when you've got the lead, there's absolutely no sense trying to fit a ball in where you shouldn't. You can see the coaching in his head taking place on that play because he saw he had a receiver in the area. He just put it well over his head, out of harm's way.
And got his man complete. And touchdown. A big play there. His 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Huskies are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th-quarter lead.
They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead opens up now to 22 points. is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Taken in at the 3. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field.
This has been frustrating for them to this point. They have not looked the same as they did coming in, riding that impressive 6-game win streak. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Throwing to start the drive. Hoffman. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Mack. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. To throw on 2nd down. Hoffman. That's into the hands of Gallup over the middle. And they're able to get this one across the 35. On 1st and 10. Hoffman. And this one complete to Smith. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. Shakes off the sack. It's a loss of 14 that time. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Hoffman. Oh, had his hands on it. Couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He's going to loft one deep left side here. A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. And a really unbelievable play there on 4th and long.
Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too.
And that's a rare bright spot in what's overall been a pretty poor showing so far. But you've got to figure, when you're down a bunch, why not take some big shots? And they connect on that one.
And the final number on Next Gen Stats, how about this? 71 yards through the air.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. On the handoff, it's Mack. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
Coming up on a 2nd and 6.
They keep it on the ground. Mack again. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And the Colts are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
Mack. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Marlon Mack with touchdown number 12 on the year.
And the Colts have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. The 4th quarter touchdown there, back to a 2-score game, but time is not their ally.
No, it's not, partner. They still have a pulse, but it's probably a little weak right now. A lot of things have to go right in these final 2 minutes plus for them. I think they have to be thinking onside kick here, and we know how difficult those are to recover.
And now the Colts are going to keep the offense on the field as they'll go for 2 here. They'll look to throw. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone. And that cuts the lead a bit further. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. This is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop them here. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. And on now is the punter as he's on here to punt it away. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. So the Colts now down on the scoreboard. 1:47 on the clock. A crushing loss to their playoff chances on the horizon, barring a huge turnaround here, starting with 1st and 10. On first down, Hoffman. Going right side here, and that's complete. Now the Colts moving quickly here in the hurry-up offense. Looking to throw on second down. Hoffman. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Counting down toward a minute to go in this football game. And this is Shepard on the catch. And he's brought down. First down now, but that clock rolling. They'll look to throw again. And his throw's going to be incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. And that's complete to Shepard. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Throwing on first down. Hoffman. Throwing right, and that's complete. A gain of 6 there on first. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. To throw on second down. Hoffman. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. And the connection not there. Incomplete. Just 14 seconds down to the final couple of plays here. And this is caught. So it's a late touchdown, but maybe too late. Still a little time left on the clock, however. Coming from where they were, they knew this was going to be tough, but they got the touchdown. Now they need the miracle, the onside kick and a little extra.
Yeah, and you have to get the onside kick and not have the ball bounce around a lot and eat up time. You want to be able to grab it, possess it, and get your offense out there for what you just termed a miracle last chance.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And it culminates in an Indianapolis touchdown. So looking at this situation, you should have time for the onside kick and then at least one play. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys, and they've got to feel good about this performance. I think you'd agree, matched up against a top 5 defensive unit in the league, and they pretty much had their way.
Yeah, that was the interesting part about it, because normally when we see this defense play, they have their opportunities and they make their plays, don't they? They knock them back on their heels. They take the ball away. They change field position. In this case, what you said is so apt. They had their way with them, took it to them, and knocked them back on their heels and surprised the heck out of them.
So for Toronto,
a win here in Week 18 means they'll finish off the regular season at a very strong 12-5.
And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for the Colts,
the loss means they finish with a mark of 10 wins and 7 losses.
And it's going to be finger-crossing time as we await the final shakedown of this year's playoff picture.